Hey everybody, it's Brian with you here at the Horror Experience. I've got one section of the room cleared out. Now I'm going to be clearing the rest of this out. And some stuff will stay up, some stuff's going to come down. As you can see, the cats have gotten to a lot of this. But it's old anyway, so I'm just going to get rid of it. Just throw it away. Some of it's just that tissue stuff that you get at the dollar store that has skeletons on it or something that I bought years ago. And it doesn't need to be there anymore. It's old. Tired of looking at it. Time for some new stuff. Actually, I think I'm going to bring in some old stuff that I've had put away for a while, so we'll see how that goes. Hey, I got my first horror pack today, this afternoon. I am excited. I was real skeptical about it because I've got a huge collection of horror films, about between 35 and 3,800, somewhere in there. I've lost count since the last time I did my cataloging, and I stopped cataloging for a while, which I shouldn't have because now I've lost track. And actually, you can catalog stuff now on an app, which comes in handy. And I've got a list app that I'm using. It's a randomizer actually, but you can list your movies on it, and then you can look up a movie. So if you're at the store or if you're looking to order something or whatever and you can't remember if you have it or not, because when you've got as many movies as I do, you forget what you have and what you don't have, and that way I can look it up and see if I've already got it. And then I put down where it is in the collection so I can find it quickly. But I'm already probably 800 or 900 movies behind on my cataloging, and so things got... And then I moved stuff around since, because I've been cleaning and everything, and so now I'm really lost. But, oh well, that's the way it goes. Anyway, this is what Horror Pack looks like. It comes in a box. They use the mail generally from Georgia, or at least mine's coming from Georgia. I don't know if they're all from the same location. They bring it to the door. They use the mail. Sometimes they'll use FedEx and sometimes UPS, from what I understand. They do deliver internationally. I prefer the mail because it's easier to track, and they don't throw stuff around as much as UPS and FedEx does. I've had terrible experiences, especially with UPS. They love to throw packages, and I've found stuff that's, movies off the spool, floating around in the case and all that. You know how that is. Anyway, this subscription service is a monthly service where you get 4 movies per month, and that includes one exclusive film. So it could be a Horror Pack exclusive. In other words, it may be a movie that doesn't have a release, and Horror Pack released it for them. And you'll have Horror Pack on the back of the movie that tells you that Horror Pack released it. It's usually very independent films, but hey, I love independent films, and I have a lot of them. Some that most people wouldn't spend a dime on, but I get them because I love to support the independent filmmakers, and so Horror Pack is a good way to do that. If you're interested in supporting independent horror films, then that's a good way to do it. It gets people's movies out there because it's a tough business. You get your first movie out there, and it's expensive to get it on DVD or to get it on Blu-ray or whatever. And if they can do it through Horror Pack, great, and it gets it into my hands, and then I've got something for my collection. And you share it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and people start to get to know about it, and they make a little money and move on to the next movie. And hopefully they've got a little extra money to increase their budget, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so you can do a monthly service, you can do 6 months, or a year. So in other words, you can pay for a month, or pay for 6 months worth, or pay for a year's worth. In other words, you'd still get a monthly delivery, but it's just you've already paid for it. So you don't have to worry about them extracting the money every month. But I went with the monthly, which is like 32 something. I got a deal on it through a friend of mine who's got a YouTube channel, and he gave me $3 off. So I'm happy with that. Whatever. That's on my first delivery anyway. So like I said, I was skeptical because I didn't want to get duplicates, because they just give you random films. You never know what you're going to get. And the first one, I was just looking at this one too. Holy shit, that's funny. Double Dolls. Now, this is a good movie, and I have it. Here we go. And I was, oh boy. Yep. I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. But that's okay. And I was just looking at this movie just a few minutes ago, in fact, because I've got a stacks of movies out right now. Yep, there it is. All right. So yeah, I got it on DVD. It just happened to be in one of my piles that I have out because I'm cleaning shelves and cleaning the movies and cleaning the insides of the of the disc holders and all of that stuff. But yeah, I do have this movie already. But it's on DVD. I don't have it on Blu-ray, so, well, now I do. But I don't want to get too many duplicates because these things hog up space. And space is an issue right now. I'm getting down to my last closet. And I've got a lot of stuff I can still move out that I'm not using right now that I can probably just throw away and replace them with my movie collection, with the growing collection once I fill up the closet that I'm working on right now. I've got 5 closets, plus I've got shelves in here, I've got towers in here, and another shelf, and then I got another tower over there, and another holder, plus 5 closets. Stacked with movies to the ceiling. All the way up. Not stacked flat like this, but, like this. But I've got them up going all the way up to the ceiling with shelving that I had the maintenance people put in for me. This was a long time ago, but anyway, I don't want to fill my stuff up with duplicates, but that's all right. If I have to, I'm going to watch this and see. This is a good movie, though. I'm going to watch this and see if there's anything different than what's on the Blu-ray. I think the Blu-ray the DVD does have some special features on it that, yeah, I think it's got commentary and stuff like that on. I'm not sure what this has, so I don't see. See, this has a sticker on it telling you that there's some special features there. I know that's hard to see. I can't even see that, and I've got it right in front of me. Definitely bloody and often ultra-violent, addicted horrormovies.com, featuring audio commentary, storyboards, and more. So there is special features here. I'm not sure if this has that. But anyway, I'm going to check it out here in a minute. Or after I'm done with this video. Alright. First one's a duplicate. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. I'll live. Alright. What's the next one? Oh. I'll take this. Willy's Wonderland. Yeah, I've been looking at this. I don't know anything about it, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out. I've seen people talk about it on YouTube and stuff, but I have never seen it, and I don't own it, and that's a good thing. This has Nicolas Cage in it, and I like Nicolas Cage. I like just about everything he's been in, even his non-horror stuff. Like Gone in 60 Seconds was okay, except for the end. I didn't like that CGI car jump at the end. That blew the whole movie. But as far as Nicolas Cage himself, he's fine. This has got those little Willy's Wonderland. This has got all those like puppet monsters in it. Yeah, that looks like fun. I'm gonna have fun with that. Willy's Wonderland. This looks like an exclusive, because they'll put exclusives in these funny packs. And the only reason I know this is a friend of mine gets horror pack, and so I watch him open up his packs some of the time. And all right, this one is called Sequel. Cruel Summer 2. I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know anything about this. And this is a horror pack exclusive. If you look at the back of this, you'll see horror pack printed back here. So in other words, these people, this filmmaker here, or filmmakers, didn't have a release. So horror pack released it for them. Very cool. And it has bonus features. Slideshow trailers. Favorite sequel featurette. Favorite slashers, commentary, outtakes. The mayhem of blood flows in the next chapter of the retro throwback that is the Cruel Summer saga. So that must mean there's more Cruel Summers out there. So what does that mean? I gotta get the other ones now. Heeding the advice of medical professionals, the traumatized survivors of a deadly vacation house massacre try to confront their own personal demons by organizing a stage production of their harrowing experience. But a familiar face is back for revenge and determined to make sure these unsuspecting actors' stories fade to black before their time. It's definitely a sequel. And it is called Sequel. Cruel Summer 2. So there must be a 1 out there. I'm going to have to look for that. Let me see what we got here. When they pack it in these funny packs like this, makes me wonder if there's anything special going on here. No. It's just the DVD, it's just the Blu-ray by itself. Alright. Well, I will be checking that out to find out what that is. Very interesting. Cruel Summer. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I may know what that is. And maybe I have heard of it. But I don't have it in my collection. But now I do have the second one in my collection. I hate it when you get the second of something, but you don't have the first one. You know, it's like, God damn it. Now I gotta watch the sequel before I see the original. Or maybe I'll just wait until I get the original and then I'll watch this. So I make sure I'm watching it in sequence. All right. The final one. I don't have this either. Stoker Hills. Never heard of it. Oh, they know what I like, though. Evil lurks in the shadows. In the secluded town of Stoker Hills, 3 college students find themselves in the worst nightmare when they set out to film a horror movie and are kidnapped by a serial killer. Their only hope for survival is the camera they left behind, and the two detectives looking for clues in the footage. And guess who's in this? Looks like Tony Todd, doesn't it? Is that... Oh, man. This guy right here. Oh, damn glare. Is that Tony Todd? Sure looks like him. The words are so dark down here, I can't even see it. Looks like Tony Todd, and you know, he'll pop up in movies quite a bit. Alright, so what we got was Devil Dolls, which is a repeat of mine. Good movie, though. I already have it on DVD, which is fine. Willy's Wonderland, which I don't have, which I'm really happy to have in my collection now. Sequel, Cruel Summer 2. Don't know anything about it. I think I've heard of it, but I think I've heard of Cruel Summer, but I need to look it up. And I need to get the first one on en route, because I'm not going to watch 2 until I see 1. Unless there... it sure seems like it's connected, so... And then Stoker Hills. Don't know anything about this. I mean, I've never seen it or heard of it or anything, so I'm happy. I'll take them. For sure, I will take them. So that is the first horror pack. And I'm happy with that. And I'm happy to have Cruel Summer 2 as the exclusive. That is pretty cool. So you kind of get an idea of the stuff you get. Every month it's going to be different. So you'll get different movies every month. And that's what makes it fun, is you're opening up something and you don't know what it is that's in there. You know, I mean, it's fun when you get your Amazon orders in, but you already know what you're getting, you know. But when you get something in and you don't know what it is, that's even more fun. It makes it kind of Christmassy, you know, like you're opening up a present or something. It's fun. All right. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. Stepping out of the horror zone and into the animated zone. This is the Super Friends, the complete series. Now, this is all 9 seasons on Blu-ray. Now, mind you, if you look at this, you'll notice that Warner Brothers and DC and all of that stuff is not even printed on here. And you know why that is? Because it's bootlegged. Because they never did put Super Friends on Blu-ray. They have them all on DVD, but not on Blu-ray. Not that I know of anyway, except for this here. However, this was very well put together, and I'm not sure if WB authorized it or not. I bought it from some company, and I can't even think of the name of it. But if you look this up, if you look up Super Friends, the complete series Blu-ray, this will pop up, and it'll take you to the company I got it from, because I think they're the only ones who have it. But it's a very nice set. I mean, it comes with, you know, everything's, it's bootlegged, and I don't mean bootleg like they filmed it on a television set or something. It's copied, probably from DVDs, obviously. But it's everything. It's the whole thing. Now, I have everything on DVD already, but this makes it a lot more convenient. You don't have to go searching for stuff. It's all right in here. You get 5 discs, all nine seasons. Hours and hours and hours of Super Friend binging right here if you want. The picture is nice. Now, if you have an older 4K Blu-ray player, you know, or if you haven't used it in a long time, or if it's just old and it needs to be cleaned, or you just need to get rid of it and get a brand new player, then this might not play in it. So I know my old DVD player or my old 4K player that I had, this wouldn't play in it at all. I couldn't get, not one of the discs would do anything. Well, with the new player, everything's playing perfectly. Menus are there. It's got all the special features, interviews with all of the writers and the animators, or some of them, not all of them, because a lot of them are gone now. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it started off with the Super Friends from 1973 to 1974, and then they went to 1977. The all new Super Friends Hour, and that was the one that was like 46 minutes, and it had it was like 4 episodes within an episode. Plus, you had those little inserts in there like safety, how to make crafts. Then you had a magic trick, and then you had that decoder word that you had to come up with, and that made it extra fun for kids. You know, it's still fun today. It's the nostalgia I get from it is great because I used to watch it as a kid. So when it was airing, and they aired that, and then after that ran 16 episodes. Actually, it was 15 episodes. Then they did the new Super Friends and the Challenge of the Super Friends in 1978. And they ran those back to back on television on ABC. From 9 to 9:30, or 9 they had one, and then at 9:30 they had the other one. So you had 2 episodes, which actually made up 1 episode, technically. Anyway, and then it just carries on from there, and you just get everything. It's a lot of fun. And then I ended up getting this one here, which is kind of interesting, is the lost episodes of the Super Friends. Now, mind you, I've got about 20 volumes of Super Friend cartoons from all of the seasons on DVD, but I didn't have the lost episodes, and I can't find any of these episodes on the on there. And this is 2 discs. It has Mitchell Flicks Revenge, Roller Coaster, Once Upon a Poltergeist, Krypton Syndrome, Invasion of the Space Dolls. Some of these were on the other series, but some of them were not. And so this was kind of interesting. There's 20, I want to say 24. Yeah, there's 24 episodes on here that were missing episodes. And they did that with the Scooby-Doo, the new Scooby-Doo movies that had special guests. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if it had something to do with characters that were used, that they didn't have acts that they weren't supposed to use because of copyright problems. I don't know. DC was real tricky compared to Marvel, because Marvel, you know, all the characters were created by Marvel. They were created by this, you know, Stan Lee, and usually just a handful of people. So it was really easy to just say, yeah, go ahead, you know. Well, not with DC. You have all of these, each character has a whole other estate dealing with it. Superman, you had to get permission from the owners of that. You know, from the family, you know, Flash and Batman, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole thing was just a big mess. And that was one of the reasons why it takes so long to do movies, is because they got to get all of these authorizations. But now I think it's gotten a little easier, but if people are making money, then it's a little easier to get a hold of this. They'll let you have it if there's money involved, obviously. But anyway, this is called The Powerful Superheroes: Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Wonder Twins, Zan and Jaina, and their blue space monkey Gleek battle evil, protect humanity, and save the world from unthinkable dangers in these 24 action-packed adventures. These cool cartoon action fests showcase a gallery of DC superheroes and fan favorite villains like Brainiac and Mr. Mitzelplick, or however you say his name. Plus the Hanna-Barbera originated hero El Dorado, produced after the Super Friends show ended its run. These treasures were lost for more than a decade until they were shown as part of the Superman Batman Adventure series. It's a deluxe 2-disc collector's set with bonus features, and it's your own pieces of superhero comic book history. A must-have. I must say. Alright, and then I was going to show this. This is the Addams Family series, which ran 2 seasons. I want to say it ran 64 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. What did it run from 64 to 66? Something like that. Excuse me. Anyway, great series. I liked it better than the Munsters. The Addams Family. I thought it was funnier. And speaking of which, the Munsters. And this was the old packaging. I bought this one a while back, and this also ran 2 seasons, but I think this one ran about 70 episodes, so it ran a little longer. But these 2 series ran at the same time, so they were competing. The Addams Family, which is now owned by MGM, still won't let Scooby-Doo have it. And it's really pissing me off as to why. I don't understand it. When they first released the new Scooby-Doo movies that had all the special guests on it, they were hour-long, roughly, episodes that had special guests on them, and they were mostly made up of actual living celebrities, and we've talked about that before. But there were about 9 episodes that were held back because they had to get authorization in order to put them on DVD, because they were real people and they had to get authorization either from the estate or from the people themselves, because a lot of those people are gone. So they had to get them from family or whoever owns the rights to the characters. Well, MGM owns the Addams Family, and the Addams Family episode, after they finally released 8 of the 9 episodes that were held back, they finally got authorization and got all of those episodes back included in the original. Well, they're not. They were released on their separate discs, or a separate package, but that went along with the first release. But the Addams Family is the only one. Wednesday's Missing, I think, was the name of the episode. And it was the Addams Family one is the only one. And it's just MGM playing hokey with it. I don't know if it's just because they want a ton of money or what it is. I don't know. They're just being asses about it. But, because I don't think that the Addams Family, Charles Addams, I think was his name, the guy who created the Addams Family, his family doesn't have the say anymore, so it's... Anyway, so that's that, plus Horror Pack. I had 1 duplicate, which is a little annoying, but that's fine. 1 out of 4, I'm not going to complain too much. Now, if I had had 2, I probably would have been like, But I'm not too worried about it. I might actually give away the DVD copy of Blood Dolls, so... if you're interested in that, let me know, and I will send it to you. Alright, guys. That's all I had for the moment, and I will get back to you on the next showcase. I don't know what I'm going to showcase. But I can't believe I've gone an hour here. Or a half an hour, excuse me. Wow. 29 minutes. Where the fuck did 29 minutes go? Alright guys, we'll talk to you in the